Here we go into the third and final round of our round robin phase of today's tournament. First off, for the teams that are on the wrong scoreboard side, the Pomelos for red, Victor Stromstrom bringing Lumberjack, Hwacha, Mercury, and Light Flak. Their ally is the Phi. Goldfish, Hwacha, Light Carrier on the left, Gatling on the right. For their opponents, the Glowwater Thralls, we see the Glowwater Swamp, Lumberjack, Minotaur, Mercury, and Light Flak Judgment, paired with the Greasy Dream. Here's one, Greasy Dream version 1 we haven't seen in a very long time. Gatling, Banshee, Light Carronade, Squid, and already Greasy Dream is in some position here. I don't know where the rest of the ships are. Also, I'm pretty sure the teams are on the wrong side according to the challenge page, but you know, that's how things go. As Greasy Dream moves in, has the rear of Victor Stromstrom. Somewhat of a dual focus, but Phi in position ready, waiting with the Hwacha, targeting the Greasy Dream, but most of it going into the balloon, so not very effective. The dual focus from the Glowwater Thralls continues, hitting the Stromstrom. Gonna lose armor here to the 10 stacks of fire. Balloon burning as well, but there's no explosive damage. In position, looks like we have only the Light Flak for the Blue Judgment as well as the Banshee for the Greasy Dream. So Glowwater Thralls bringing a pretty low explosive build here, but some good Light Flak connections hitting the Phi. Gatling, are the Banshees going to be able to finish them off? Well, I think one Banshee shot hitting. Armor probably going to be going down as well. No, Greasy Dream instead taking Hwacha, and Victor Stromstrom getting a kill on the opposing Judgment. Greasy Dream unable to pick up the kill on the Goldfish, has to disengage, trying to keep their engines up as well. This is a very Squid, not a let me readjust my microphone. Squid is not a ship you see as they fly through the buildings to try to escape. You know, I'm not actually sure if they're going to be able to escape here. I was kind of beginning to talk about something else, but the Phi has been doing a good job pursuing. Greasy Dream doing a good job dodging as well, hydrogening away. Going to be reversing behind the Judgment's gun arc. So that's some of that classic Mighty Keb Squid piloting that we're seeing here. It's been a long time. We've been Mighty Keb on a little bit of a hiatus these past few months. We did see him playing Stormbreaker a while ago, and then of course the Corsair in the earlier match. But Squid is a ship that I think many have considered, including Mighty Keb, maybe to be a little bit outdated, given how many very high mobility ships with heavy weapon slots have been added to the game. As we do see an armor break on the Stromstrom, not a lot of damage. But why bring a Squid when you can bring a Squid that has 2 Hwachas on it? Like, isn't the Shrike just a better Squid, effectively? Hard to say. The matchup versus the Goldfish is pretty difficult as well. Like, Squid is just a tough ship to bring in an environment full of Hwachas. And another issue with the Squid is that it doesn't have, it's a very low kill. The damage output of a Squid is pretty low because the only reasonable explosive damage a Squid can bring for the broadside is a Banshee. So with the Squid only having the Banshee and the Glowwater Swamp dying in the background, only has the Light Flak. This is a very build that Glowwater Thralls are bringing that has very low follow-up damage. As Victor Stromstrom once again able to easily pick up this kill, just dominating the swamp in this Judgment duel. I do wonder, this is Kira Wanai. Yeah, piloting that Judgment. Not a ship that we've seen him play. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I've seen the Thralls bring a Judgment in competitive play ever, so Sunstrom for the Pomelos, by contrast, probably his most played ship at this point, since the Mobula has kind of fallen out of favor. So you have kind of an inexperienced Judgment pilot and crew playing against one of the most experienced Judgment pilots in the game right now. So where are they? Look at this escape route that the Greasy Dream is following. I think Goldfish is like almost confused, didn't even realize this was a place for ships to be. And so they're actually going to continue to follow the Greasy Dream, although the issue with doing this is that Judgment is not going to be able to take this same path. Because if they do, they're going to take it much more slowly, and then the Pomelos will get separated. So yeah, we actually, looking at the map, you do see Phi turning back around to rejoin with their ally. As Misty Mutiny is a map that you look at this mini map here, it looks very large, but 90% of the action takes place in the rows of 4, 5, and 6, the middle third of the map. So a lot of these like more southern and northern parts, let's say the northern and southern thirds of the map, are very unexplored in competitive play. Now, Greasy Dream has assembled this forward position, staying very low, trying to keep safe. I think maintaining spots for their ally, the Glowwater Swamp, as the swamp's going to be moving in here. And this is going to be another difficulty in these long-range fights, is that the swamp has no long-range gun disabled. They do have the Minotaur, which can sort of disable. You can sometimes disable heavy weapons with heavy clip on the Minotaur, or maybe... but the shots can be difficult to land. They don't have access to an Artemis, which means you see already Glowwater Swamp losing their Lumberjack already immediately to the... That's not a sequence of words that makes sense. Losing their Lumberjack immediately to the opposing Artemis. And both the Judgments, balloons go down. Greasy Dream still trying to find an end to this fight. Goldfish, the Phi, is heavily damaged from the beginning of the match, so if the Greasy Dream is able to run past the Judgment and focus fire the Goldfish, which is in third stage of damage, which it looks like that's what they are doing, they could pick up a kill with the Banshees. Judgment is low enough that they're not going to be able to help, but Greasy Dream, not confident that they're able to flank the turning Goldfish, quickly reverses out to dodge that Hwacha barrage, which means they were not able to get an armor break on the Goldfish, now taking damage from Victor Stromstrom. Glowwater Swamp needs to kick it into gear here and start helping their ally, because Greasy Dream not going to be able to do it on their own. And we do see Lumberjack shots coming in. First shots coming from the Swamp, so Blue Judgment gets the first balloon disable, but Swamp's balloon goes down as well. Mighty Keb, Greasy Dream turning around. Dual focus, Banshees coming out, picking the Judgment away, almost able to get the kill, and although they were not able to finish the Stromstrom off, they did get them within Gatling kill range, and down the Judgment does go, but Squid down as well. A great ram from the Phi, taking down the Greasy Dream's balloon, causing them to die to the terrain damage. And now with a great Hwacha barrage, I'll be curious to see if... I honestly don't know where exactly this is relative to the team spawn points, but it looks like Phi is going to continue this engagement. Okay, we are on red side of the map, so Stromstrom with an advantageous spawn versus their opponents. Minotaur actually pushing the Phi back, making it difficult for them to turn to their left side like Carronade, which I'm sure they do want to use. However, a Gatling is fine as well. And Glowwater Swamp already taking big damage, putting the Pomelos at match point. Greasy Dream moving in, but not fast enough. I'm not sure what they are doing here. This is a full health Judgment. It just spawned back in. They're not going to be able to get this kill. So now they're rising up, going to try to fly away. And I think they're... Looks like they're going to take that same pass as well. Flying around the horn from red spawn. So that last engagement, I feel like that's a very... That's kind of... I'm trying to parse exactly what went wrong there. To me, it seemed that the squid, which a ship you generally... I feel like the squid was flying in the way that you want to fly a squid, which is a very high mobility style, trying to maintain a position behind your opponents, constantly dodging up, down, left, right, keeping their defensive formation in disarray, making them switch targets very quickly and have just a lot of trouble dealing with you. But you want to be, as a squid, you want to be very annoying. But the problem was that the Judgment, the Glowwater Swamp, their ally just was not in a position to lend any long-range support fire. And I don't know if that was simply a case of them being too far away when the squid started the engagement, or this position just being difficult for them to maintain gun arcs, like Strom dropping behind the mountain, blocking a lot of the long-range fire. But Glowwater Thralls were just not... It really came down to they were not engaging together for most of that fight. It was just squid dancing around by themselves. And by the time the Glowwater Swamp had gotten into a position where they could actually support their ally, the Pomelos had kind of regained their composure. Now, as we see both teams kind of pulling back a bit, resetting the match to a more of a neutral state, we'll see how the Glowwater Thralls decide they want to start this next fight. Pomelos have a very strong point lead, so really the burden is going to be on blue team to make something happen. Pomelos can just kind of camp out the remaining 7 minutes of the clock if they really want to. There's no reason for them to make any sort of an aggressive charge. We do see Greasy Dream once again moving in low. This is very similar to how he played the previous engagement. As they see Glowwater Swamp losing their balloon first. No lumberjack connections on the Victor Strom, getting disabled once again by the Artemis. That one Artemis just does so much in these Judgment duels because you can target down those heavy weapons very easily. I don't think you can really play a long-range Judgment without having an Artemis. I don't think that's any build that does not have an Art on it is not viable, in my opinion. And because Swamp is losing the Judgment duel, Greasy Dream just has this forward position and they can't move in. They can't engage into a situation where their team is already disadvantaged. But by pushing forward, forcing the issue, watch a connection on Greasy Dream, taking down 2 engines, going to limit the squid's mobility, which is bad because they're in the front side of the Victor Strom. Armor is down, being rebuilt very quickly. Lumberjack shots hitting, taking down the balloon. Artemis shots, watch it from the Phi, able to finish them off, and that's going to be a 5-1 victory for the Pomelos. Squid, I think, maybe a little bit optimistic. Not working out for the Glowwater Thralls. However, while it is the last game of a round-robin phase of the tournament, the Pomelos and Glowwater Thralls will be rematching in the next match in the finals. So maybe they were just Glowwater Thralls trying something out, seeing if it works. I'm going to say the answer is no, it didn't work, and hopefully we'll be seeing something a little bit different in the next match.